Hi, it's Karen. Welcome everybody back. Welcome back to the Star Card Tarot. It was actually more messages that I wanted to talk about, but I was saying to myself, okay, is that it? And I was like, and I forgot had this whole other page. um, I wanted to talk about perception, you know, and we were talking about timelines and choices, how choices can get you onto different timelines, and how thought patterns, repeated old memories can keep you in time loops, um, or pause time, you're not getting ahead, or sometimes, different ways of time and, how we perceive it. And I was talking about those three outer main planets, or four outer, well, everything on the other side of Jupiter, saying how much clout they have and different things like that. And it's very true, because some of these planets, they for like it'll take 248 years approximately for Pluto to experience, like, say, our Earth year, like what takes us for a year. It takes Pluto 248 of our years to make one of our Earth years, right? So that's what I'm saying. These outer planets, they got time, they got patience, they're going to teach you something and all that stuff, right? All that stuff to the side. What I wanted to talk about was the planet Earth, right? And in the chart, everything has its time and da da da. So there, how many days it takes for us to get around the sun is 365.2564 days, approximate. It's not always ever precise. So approximate 365 days and a little bit. But what happens wrong in this chart, and there's a group perception, and people made a belief and an idea that they're going to change those calculations so they could fit it into a little calendar so that we can operate our lives on these days, right? All of that is very man-made. It's a man-made perception. It's very linear, right? So I think to myself, okay, well, so one of our days, like a morning to the night, is our Earth day. It takes 24 hours for it to do it, right? Like, there's planets out here, like Venus takes 243 of our Earth days, like equal to one of their days, right? And there's some planets here that, like, 9 hours, 10 hours, 17 hours, 16 hours, 6 days to our one day. Like, there's a lot of different variables, right? But we don't see out here all these planets with time decimals trying to round it up to make it fit their lifestyle, like we try to do and control it here on Earth as a collective. So it can be a 24-hour day, so we can divide it up so we can comprehend it, or whatever, whatever. Who cares? Who cares if we have to add a leap year? Who cares, right? Let Earth do its thing, right? And, I think, like all the planets, Earth is getting little injections from the sun, putting a little bit of gas into everything, which the reaction from the sun to the Earth is their Earth vibration goes up. And I wonder sometimes, like, okay, if there was a paradigm shift of more people not buying into that idea that it has to be 24 hours, or really any of these have to be these times. But even if that small shift, or like it would be a global shift, you know, if there was a little bit of a time restrictions taken off in some way, somehow, across the globe, and letting Earth do as it does naturally and not resisting it, you know, I wonder how, in the grand scheme of all these planets and energies working together, maybe we wouldn't have to experience some of the planets so hard, you know. You never know. I don't know, but that's some of the things I think about, right? Like I said, we don't see these planets rounded up to ours to, you know, just to fit their lives. It's interesting, you know, some of these planets, okay, like say for example, we're at Earth. It takes us 24 hours to make a day, and it takes us 365 days to get around the sun. So Mercury, it takes little over double the days to make a day and a night. It's 58 days to make, well, actually ours is in hours. Actually, I should repeat that. That's wrong. Yeah, I'm getting better at math. I'm noticing this. So, but anyways, like say over in Mercury, that planet, it takes 58 of our days to make its actual one day in Mercury, for it to rotate once around itself. But it only takes 87.97 days to get around the Earth. So it doesn't take 365 days. It takes almost 88 days to get around, you know. So it goes around the sun real fast, but it rotates a little bit slower. Venus is a silly, crazy one. It's not silly or crazy, but it's very interesting. So it takes 224.7 Earth days to get around the sun, a little bit less than Earth. But it takes just about as much time for it to make from day to night. So, you know, planets that'd be going would get around there. But also Venus is going in opposite rotation of its orbit. So for like the whole year, it takes 224 days. Within 3 days of it to slowly make its way around. And that's, it's one day, it's almost a year. It's crazy. This one, Saturn, it says it takes 10 hours, 33 minutes for their whole day. And it takes the planet Saturn to get 10,759 Earth days to get around the sun, 29.5 years to get around the sun. But their days happen at 10 hours. It's interesting. So I feel like, you know, a lot of times people say, like, you know, if you spend time with these type of people, you know, you spend 10 hours, it feels like you've spent lifetimes with them, because that's the energy it operates. Yeah, those energies are mind-bending, so I'll stop there, but I just really wanted to focus in and say, you know, I wonder what it would be like if more people allowed for Earth just to do its thing, just like the other planets do their thing, you know, and not, there's no interference, but just, you know, maintaining that beautiful energy. I hope you enjoyed.